Yo. Shout out to J Cruz on us. Yeah, we know late apologies had to tie up a few loose ends. Had to make sure we's free just in case we had to respond to any y'all. However, much appreciation at you J Sadie and Coach for your support. Which we've set up a website with. Soda House is built. Shiz a rub genie bottle wish by Sadie. Just let us know what kind of furniture you wanna see. But we gon' get a vutcha wanna build on J, however we just once again reaffirmin' how we rollin'. Gotta be a lil patient with us as we get shit poppin'. Just some foundational clarity. Especially with a vital terminology we use. Spite the fact we've been sayin' this stuff for years. Stuff like dot connectin'. Words like paradox. And our first 10 videos gon' be one. Meanin' they ain't gon' be public videos, spite they're publicly available. Meanin' we ain't gon' be titlin' shit in ways a shitload of people would click, however shit still ain't private. You could say it's unprivately private. Meanin' if the rare few find it they find it. Obviously it's meant for 'em so long's they pure-hearted. See lot of people love clickin' videos then tryin' to debate butcha sayin' without knowin' what a fuck they talkin' about. Which we've no time for, so first we just kickin' it with a few y'all who known us for years wantin' to get into issues. Sadly we couldn't get into these subjects in a past cause of various circumstances. Even now we gotta be careful about every one and thing from trolls to blatant bite nass plagiarizing motherfuckers, not to mention big tech censorship. That's why we've stayed on a low for years, but for now know the world's full of motherfuckers who love debating garbage and we've no time for that neither. For the simple reason we ain't interested in dummies trying to prove they smart through some kinda retarded debate. Proving a motherfucker stupid means no more to us than proving a fly's incapable of driving a car. Cause lot of these guys get off on retarded debates over irrelevant garbage. If they win they feel real good, however been there done that, so beatin' motherfuckers just a waste of our time. Not that debate's bad, we just sayin' motherfuckers who've never climbed the high mountain need to stop trying to debate those who have. They only gon' sulk in anger anyway, especially when it comes to this kinda stuff, and personally we don't give a shit what a motherfucker falsely believes. Too many idiots wanna cheat their way in irrelevance these days. True enlightenment's not a fight in a ring trying to prove one can knock out another for the sake of ego and gainin' some kinda worship followin'. Cause that's what most motherfuckers seek. Worship most people rationalize with a fake self-righteous god mask. Just a psychological game. Playin' like they tryna enlighten a brudda when they really tryna punk one another just to gain notoriety. Sadly that's what a shitload of motherfuckers do, however we take the planetary situation seriously and none of that crap's helpin' liberate anybody. Cause while idiots bash one another the beasts having a ball. Bruddas claimin' they tryna save one another call in a white man a devil while ironically conductin' themselves like the very devilish white man they claim they preachin' against. Totally unaware devilish mentality's a state of consciousness, not a skin color. And that level of consciousness is a driver that'll drive any biological form suitable for it no matter its color. And sadly it's driving a lot of bruddas these days who think they kickin' some kinda knowledge. So we can give a shit what any of these types do. People can believe what the fuck they want. We interested only when it reaches a point of idiots trying to dictate all of humanity's lifestyle, which includes ours, and when it includes ours then it's a problem. Otherwise we can give a flying fuck. Sadly it's a world with motherfuckers always trying to dictate and control people who ain't fucking with 'em. No better way to rationalize trying to fuck with motherfuckers than rationalize an evil behavior in a name of some god. Which clearly means people haven't realized what the real one is yet. So we doing this just for our first 10. Cause these first few videos ain't bout the public. Anna irony's the way YouTube's crap algorithmic bullshit works, they always send a shitload of people videos we ain't trying to get loads of people to see, meanwhile no one of videos we are. It is what it is. But some of y'all we known for years and all of us been wanting to get into some stuff we couldn't get into due to circumstances concerning how some of these platforms operate. Yet and still y'all ain't bail so much appreciation. So politics, relationships, belief systems, education, success, art, history, science, sexuality was a truth and not a truth about right and wrong in life choices people make, and more we'll get into. Which is good. Since most people think was not a sin some kind of sin, and what is a sin isn't. Sin meanin' what keeps one from their center. Not some God fear and terror. Or thinking you can't think a person sexy or use profanity and all this stupid crap most of the religious believe. While usually doing it.
I don't like listen to cussing.
You's a bitch, and when I see you, I'm whooping your ass.
Now there's out a way bus it J. Far as ancient text goes we've read all available to the public and a shitload that ain't. From the Torah, Hebrew, Bible, Greek included pyramid text, Bugadaded, Atlantean text, Geneva, Gutenberg Codex, Vaticanus Codex, Sinaiticus, Ephraemi, Rescriptus, Alexandrinus, A Textus, Receptus, Urantia, Origins, Mean and Original, Foundation, Writings, Tuda, Writings, every available papyrus, ADBC, along with books and scrolls beyond a Dead Sea, the world doesn't know exists. And no, he didn't mention every codex we read 'em to, though you probably known this for years, since we been dropping coded flap for ages. Not to mention texts that ain't available to the three-dimensional public. We can read 1,000 more, still won't get it 'em all. Nor we give a shit. Huh. Anyway, that's all you asked. How much we read through? Not our understandings on 'em, so guess we'll cut it here. Same time, that's why we ain't drop a video right away, cause had to make sure we was free just in case anyone did. But to the knowledge of law we only read to see where and why humanity conducts itself in a manner it does. Not for true knowledge. So enough of that, since you only asked if we read 'em. However, we'll say this. All building when it comes to ancient texts should be done on a basis of law. And we said law, not rules men make up then lie and claim God did for their own selfish agenda, just to control humanity on a prison slave planet where the slaves don't know they're slaves. There's a difference, which sadly the world's unaware of due to lack of education on a true knowledge of self. And we ain't talking about a educational system's education when we say education. Same way to mean another Torah is misunderstood. There's a difference between teachings and law. Teachings derive from law, law doesn't derive from teachings. For years you've heard us say listen to every word. Every word matters. Wordology's a true science. Not a fake science. Notice every word we're saying. We're saying 'em for a reason. Meaning changing even one in translation's a corruption of a word. And guess what's been corrupted? We say true science cause most science is false. Only a lorologist knows true science. So wordology's vital. Which also's only comprehended through law. Law's the foundation of real knowledge. Knowledge meanin' knowin'. Knowledge isn't motherfuckers making you memorize shit and you write it down and mark off what's memorized on a paper just to pass some test. That's not education nor knowledge. Meanin' knowin'. That's programming. There's a difference. Passin' grade means officially programmed. Nor's this mean every program's bad. We're simply saying it's not knowledge. One doesn't poison one by giving 'em straight up poison. Gotta mix it with legit food and drink. The slave then sadly consumes. Giving one a program isn't bad. It's a download. The same way giving you a download of Photoshop isn't. To share a program's not bad. We'll share many here, however turn in a human being in an obedient brainless one's a crime of nature. Which sadly's the state of humanity. A program's meant for you to use, not be used by. You're meant to utilize tools, not become one. When we say brother is a term of mutual respect. Due to we each be in a mutually independently unique version of one another, we resonate and acknowledge one another in that manner. However, programmers ain't your brothers. Sadly, many fake brother programmers use the term brother for a psychological mask. Then he want you join in some clique or group he runs, or initiating you in it due to the programming of his programmer. You see. To make a conscious being become a program, the programmer must convince the one they're programming that their ideas and desires are theirs. Even when they're not. Convince meanin' reprogram. Entire nations have been willed in this manner. Some even give their lives for it. They'll fight entire wars, even getting maimed for life, while those who order the wars sit safely behind desks. Nor's this mean one should never go into combat. Simply means only when legitimately needed. And most wars ain't. Same way Ukraine ain't our fucking business. Others live an entire lifetime slaves of these idiots' desires while thinking those desires are theirs. We also call this brainwashing. Which is another term for washing away one's innate nature to replace it with a false one. Sadly, loads of miseries, stress and anxieties come with this, in which the sufferer is completely unconscious of why they're suffering. A squirrel convinced it's a beaver's gon' have a hard time packing mud with its tail and building dams. It'll die sick never knowing it was never menna. When it hops the system will say no, when it climbs a tree the parent'll say nanat. There's times the parent should say nanat. However, like the mixture of poison with legit food, they're unaware of when. Cause they've also been programmed. And a programming's been going on for a long time, including ancient times. The knower's a conscious empowered being. The programmed soul's just a slave drone of obedience. We ain't saying one shouldn't get a degree for a field they want to work in if it's required in order to work in it. However, true knowers should know it's just a game they're playing if they want to avoid being an unconscious slave in a slave system. She's a tool for getting through the door nothing more. Once in they can begin making changes to the program. A real life Neo. This why we love the awakened teachers, trainers and coaches. Sadly there's not enough of them. Anyway Jay. How'd one explain deaths on a video? However. You asking how one would explain death? Or life after it? Or just wanna know how he do? Meanwhile we gon' get a Gilgamesh if you still want Jay, however you should know. It ain't what most think. If you want real understandings of our knowins, then a foundation on translations needed. Or we can simply kick it on it with a bunch of blank holes left in it. Your choice. 2 videos with a dot connecting foundation. Or 1 with a load of blank holes in it. Anyway, much respect to you Jay. You decide. And until then.
Peace.
Peace.
We out.